Hello, and welcome to the Weird Canadian.
So, the other thing I'd like to talk about today is the Doomsday Clock has been moved closer to midnight. For those who don't know what the Doomsday Clock is, the Doomsday Clock is basically a science and security board. And what they do is they analyze current social innovation, uses of innovation, AI, like things like that. And they also take a security look at it. So they look at how these technologies and how people are using them in socioeconomic times. Basically, they're creating they create a metric that states how likely it is that we are closer to doomsday. So doomsday being the like the world's going to blow up. There's no way around it. And this has been going around. It was founded in 1945 by Albert Einstein and Oppenheimer to help, like, for the Manhattan Project, to kind of give the world a take of what precipice we're at. So as of right now, we're at 89 seconds to midnight. And that just means we're closer to catastrophe. And in this, there regards to nuclear risk looms. And we have AI going into weapons now because the United States and things like that. We have biological threats, climate change, nuclear risks, like disruptive technologies. Like you can go and read this report. It's crafted every year. It's called the Doomsday or the bulletin.org. And they have the Doomsday Clock. You can read it about yourself. But yeah, I just wanted to inform everybody that we are now moving closer to midnight due to that. And scientific...
Thank you all for being here today. It is the determination of the Science and Security Board of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists that the world has not made sufficient progress on existential risks threatening all of humanity. We thus move the clock forward. In setting the clock closer to midnight, we send a stark signal. Because the world is already perilously close to the precipice, any move towards midnight should be taken as an indication of extreme danger and an unmistakable warning. Every second of delay in reversing course increases the probability of global disaster.
So this is a 47-minute long video, so I don't want to bore you guys with it. But essentially what we're coming to is we're closer to how the world is going to be destroyed. And we really need to take steps to go about reversing this. And I think our first steps are to fight for our rights and to just make our voices known. So please let me know if you have any more information on this or you want to discuss it. Please reach out in the comments. I'm more than happy to take in your suggestions, and thank you very much.
Affirmed in 4 days, 25% tariffs could be applied to all Canadian goods going into the U.S. That's despite the outreach and warnings from politicians on this side of the border that Americans will also feel the pain.
There cannot be tariffs without consequences. There cannot be tariffs without impact. And there cannot be tariffs with a higher cost for U.S. consumers.
If those warnings don't work, the federal government is preparing counter tariffs plus a stimulus package to help businesses and Canadians. And no specific programs have been designed, but sources tell CTV News they could reach pandemic levels. The plan doesn't need to launch as soon as tariffs are levied on Canadian products. Instead, it will address the economic impacts as they become apparent.
We're going to see an unprecedented attack to our families, to our businesses, to our communities.
Other premiers appear to be on board, as long as whatever money collected from counter tariffs goes to those who need it most.
That they treat this as seriously as they did the COVID response. And for our part here in British Columbia, that we will fill in the gaps to make sure that British Columbians are protected.
In an interview on Bloomberg's Big Take podcast, former finance minister and current leadership contender Chrystia Freeland said Canada needs to publish a list of American products we could slap with counter tariffs to get President Trump's attention.
I believe that he doesn't care that much if Canadian politicians are jumping around, banging our fists on the table, etc., but he cares about Americans.
Now, any stimulus package would have to be passed through Parliament, which...
So I just wanted to take a moment to discuss what's going on here. Our government has come out, or well, first off, the Trump government has come out and said that they are going to put tariffs on us come February 1st. So this Saturday, we will have tariffs on all goods coming from the United States. We're still not sure of what tariffs or how much they're going to be or what this actual plan looks like because they still have not given us any details on what's actually going to happen. But then our government is responding in kind with putting tariffs on more goods. Like, you just spent a month going down to the States to explain to Trump how tariffs are bad for the U.S. economy. And you want to reflect with tariffs into the Canadian economy? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, seriously, people. Why would we do that? Could we not come up with a better plan? Like, hey, maybe we just don't sell our stuff there. Maybe we decide to say, okay, you're only getting limits. So your barrels of oil that you're buying from us that you want a tariff? Okay, you're only allowed this many now, right? Like, there are other avenues and ways around this. And yet our government wants to sit there and add more problems and complexities and take more tax dollars from us to be able to justify a counter tariff, which doesn't even make sense. To your own accord. Like, the own Liberal government came out and said, this is how tariffs work. What they do is they get put onto the business. So when a business goes and buys product from so let's say US is buying wood from Canada. So now that wood is tariffed on the United States side. So when the US goes and buys it, they have to pay this tax on top of it. The company does. The US company has to pay the tax on it to get the Canadian lumber. What the business does then is increase the lumber price to the consumer of that price and tax. So you're saying we want to do the exact same thing and increase our cost of goods because of their response. Like, we need to be smarter as a government. We know this is wrong. Why are we taking the exact same steps of a government where we know it's wrong? Like, sit back and just think about other ways of doing it. There are plenty of other ways we can manage power against the United States. A tariff is not one of them, and I am pissed at the fact that our government is doing this. You yourself have come out and said that our government doesn't work, yet you're going to support the government that doesn't work in a time of need when we need something new. And I know the Conservative Party isn't what we want in office either, because they have their own ideological agenda that they're going to go for. But so far, all I've heard out of the NDP Party and the Liberal Party is just spew at the Conservative Party. Where are your plans? Where are your details on what's going to happen? And where's your discussion with Canada? All of this right now is hidden behind closed doors, and you have Canada sitting here waiting for a response. And you guys can't even give a clear response. So right now, to step back and say, no, we're gonna have the current government that has fucked up over the last 9 years deal with one of the biggest issues we face today in Canada, instead of having a new swing at it, having somebody else try something different. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyways, that's the end of my rant for today. So, obligatory advertisement section. Just wanted to mention that I do run a nonprofit with my family supporting communities in Cuba. If you'd like to donate, or if you'd just like to figure out more information, please see the link down below. And just one more plug. This is the company that I run with my partner. We are Brico Creations. We are a 3D printing business, and if you'd like to support us, all the information will be down below. Thank you very much. Alright guys, this time around for the video, we're not going to do Weird Canadian Predicts, mainly just because I've just put out 2 videos in the last, or 3 videos. I'm going to put out this video shortly, so 3 videos in the last couple days. I don't really have any predictions at the moment. They tend to rate up over time, but I just feel like I needed to get this out, seeing as the news had came out about this and I needed to talk. So hopefully this information gets into your mind and starts bringing up political discussions around what's going on. And hopefully we don't have to worry about this. I'm really hoping. But anyways, take care. Have a good day.